the outline. So, let me. So, now he discusses the value of pi determined by inscribing polygons in a solid, sides of sides of polygons inscribed in a circle. So Tridvyankagni Nabhaschandrahi Tribanashta Yugashtabhihi Vedagni Panchaka Ashvaischa Khakabrabra Rasaihi Kramat Shailairutu Nakabaneischa Dvidvi Nandeshu Sagaraihi Triveda Dashavedescha Ruttavyase Samahate Hakakhabra Arka Sambhakte Labhyante Kramasho Bujaha Ruttat Tatriashtra Purvanam Navantanam Prutak Prutak. So, he is giving the sides of triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, etc. inscribed in a circle. So, for instance, if you take the triangle inscribed in a circle, so you take the 103923 multiply by the diameter of the circle and divide by this, then the quotient will be the side of the triangle. Similarly, for other things. So, what actually the exact result is the following. Suppose a polygon of n sides is inscribed in a circle like this. So, then clearly it is interior angle AOB, it is called interior angle, you see. So, then that is 2 pi by n, right, because it is 360 degrees 2 pi. So, divided by n, each of these angle is 2 pi by n. So, this half angle will be pi by n. So, the side of the polygon is twice AD, and AD itself is r into sin pi by n, the half angle is pi by n. So, AB is 2r into sin pi by n. So, side of a regular n-sided polygon inscribed in a circle is diameter into sin pi by n. So, if you have n is equal to 3, it is a triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, septagon or heptagon, octagon or nonagon. So, then the value that Bhaskara gives is the following, right. He said 103923 divided by 120000, 84853 by 120, etc. right. So, these are the things Bhaskara. So, from this you can we can put it in the decimal form like this, we can do it, and a modern value is this, modern value using I gave you the 2r sin pi by n. So, it is very accurate kind of a values. Of course, the other way also is possible, that is what Ganesha Devagna had done, right, from the side of the polygon to get the value of the circumference by diameter. Okay. So, then this is one result in Leelavati which is related to trigonometry. So, chord of a circle. So, this is in a circle, chord in a circle. So, this is your arc AB. So, corresponding to that is this chord AB. So, he gives the result for the chord in the following manner. Chapona nigni paridhi pratamahvaya swasyat panchahatah paridhi varga chaturtha bhagah adyonitena khalutena bhaje chaturgna vyasahatam pratamamaptamiha jaka syat. So, what he is trying to say is that circumference less the arc being multiplied by the arc, the product is found first from the quarter of the square of the circumference multiplied by 5, etc. So, what he is saying is that this chord AB is 4 into the diameter into circumference minus arc AB into arc AB divided by 5 by 4 into circumference squared minus circumference minus arc AB into arc AB. So, now this is the result, it is a very important result. So, I will comment upon that in the following. So, what are you having is better write the figure on the board also. So, this is your AB. Suppose so this is your diameter, okay. So, call this as C, okay. So, this need not be, of course, it can be small or large, you see, but it will be within this semi circumference. So, let me put it like this. So, this angle is, let us say, so theta. So, then this angle, sorry, this angle is 90 minus theta by 2 clearly, right. Yeah. So, I need this. Okay. So, now arc AB plus arc CA. So, that is the semi circumference, right, C by 2. So, then arc AB itself is C by 2 minus arc CA. See, arc AB is arc semi circumference minus arc CA. So, circumference minus arc AB is this C minus C by 2 minus arc CA. So, C by 2 plus arc CA. So, circumference minus arc. So, you will get these things. So, finally, chord AB, I mean according to, if this is the stated result, it will be 8r into half c squared minus arc CA whole squared, etc. So, arc CA is r theta, you see, arc CA theta, these angles, suppose you call it as theta. So, arc CA is clearly r, this is r into theta. So, that is this arc CA, and C by 2 is pi into r. So, chord AB is, I mean in the modern notation, 8r into pi squared minus theta squared divided by 4 pi squared plus theta squared, and so this I can write as 2r into. So, this is what it reduces to. So, what he is stating, of course, is chord AB is like this, whereas what we get is in the modern notation will be like this. Okay. Then now chord AB is clearly, so this is this is r, is clearly 2r sine of 90 minus theta by 2, right. So, AB is equal to 2r sine of 90 minus theta by 2. So, is equal to 2r cos theta by 2. I am working with Bhaskara 2's result to arrive at something. So, what it amounts to is that cos theta by 2. So, chord AB, the formula is given, is 4 pi squared minus 4 theta squared divided by 4 pi squared plus theta squared. So, that is cos theta by 2 is pi squared minus theta squared by pi squared plus theta squared by 4. So, these values were all theta. So, if you write instead of theta by 2 write theta. So, cos theta will be pi squared, instead of theta I have to write 2 theta. So, pi squared minus 4 theta squared by pi squared plus theta squared. So, sin theta is cos of pi by 2 minus theta. So, you substitute that. So, what you get is 4 into pi minus theta into theta by 5 by 4 pi squared minus pi minus theta into theta. Okay. So, this is, I mean, of course, I have not derived this result, I have only expressed whatever Bhaskara has said in this form. Okay, I have reduced it to this. Why did I do it? Because I wanted to compare it with the expression given by Bhaskara 1 way back in 7th century. Bhaskara 1, Bhaskaracharya 1, commentator, a very great commentator of Aryabhata, as well as he has done many works of his own, composed of works of his own, Mahabhaskariya and Laghu apart from his great Aryabhatiya Bhashya. So, he has given this remarkable expression for sin theta by Bhaskara 1 in 7th century. And what is remarkable about this is that it is just it is given as a ratio of these two polynomials in theta, and it is throughout the range 0 to 90 degrees, this is correct. 0 is accurate up to about 1% or so. So, that is very, because sin theta is very close to theta when theta is very small. So, similarly for theta close to 90 we can get something, you see, but for it to be very good for throughout the range. So, that is very remarkable, and he has just, so Bhaskara 2 has really restated the result due to Bhaskara 1 in a slightly different language. Okay. So then again this is about the plane figures, and now he goes to solids, excavation and contents of solids. So to get the volume, the average volume is taken as average length into average breadth into average depth. So find average length, average breadth, average depth. So volume is a product of these. And the rule for finding volumes of objects which do not have cross section are given in verse 211. Mukaja talaja tadyutija kshetra palaikyam hrutam shedbihi kshetra palam samamevam vedagunam ghanapalam spashtam samakhata palas traimshah suchikhate phalam bhavati. So this is again the volume of a frustrum or a tank, whatever it is, which has a tapering cross section. So he is given that the aggregate of the areas at the top and bottom, and of that result from the sum of the sides of the summit and base being divided by 6. The quotient is the mean area, that multiplied by the depth in the neat is the neat content, not in is the neat content. A third part of the content of the regular equal solid is the content of the actual one. So what he is saying is amounts to the volume. Suppose you have a tank like this. So upper part is a square of rectangle of side A and B. The bottom part is a rectangle of side C and D. So the depth is Z, and you are assuming that it is tapering uniformly. So then in that case volume is 1 by 6 into Z into AB plus CD plus A plus B into C plus D. Similarly, he states that volume of a pyramid or cone is 1/3 area of base into height. So this is, as I had when I had mentioned it when I had giving the talk on Brahmasputa Siddhanta. So it is written, the result is given there also. So he is just stating the well known result in Indian mathematics at that time. So then chapter 8 is in stacks, which is straightforward, stacks of layers of things. So the volume is area into height, and if you are building it with bricks, then the number of bricks is volume divided by volume of one brick, and number of layers is height of one stack by height of one brick, because these are all important for wage calculation and so on. Similarly, chapter 9 is on sawing. So volume with a trapezoidal cross section. Suppose the cross section is trapezium with base B, summit S and height P, then area is half of B plus S into P, and we had seen that, right. If it is again Brahmasputa Siddhanta itself has this result. Suppose this is B, this thing, this is S, so this is H, and this is the volume. Okay, so then, so this is the area of cross section is B plus S divided by 2 into H P, sorry, B plus H, sorry, there is one H, area is sorry, this is P, he calls it as P here, call it as P here. So the area is B plus S by 2 into P, and then so suppose you are having this kind of volume and in sawing it at various places, cutting it. So total sawing in area is area of the section into number of sections. So because the carpenter's wages etc. are calculated based on how much he has sawn, right. So how many cross sections he has cut. So this is, so these all come in Vyavahara Ganita, as I told it is in the earlier text also, and these are standard topics, volume, stacks and things like that. So then he talks about calculations pertaining to mounds of grain. Suppose a mound of grain is in a conical figure is there. So in the volume of this thing is, we know that this is 1/3 the area of this base area into height. So this can be expressed as circumference whole squared by h into divided by 12 pi, and it appears that Bhaskara gives an approximate expression for the volume by taking pi approximately equal to 3, because volume the expression for volume he gives in Leelavati is circumference by 6 whole squared into h. So, that is what is stated. Of course, in his commentary Ganesha Devagna states that this is a rough calculation in which the diameter is taken at 1/3 of the circumference. So, greater precision by taking a more nearly correct proportion between circumference and diameter. So, this is for easier calculation here just taking the value of pi to be 3. So, similarly you have different configurations, the grains which are again the side of a wall. So, only half the circumference comes into the picture. So, then the grains stocked in a this thing conical manner at the side, at the corner only you are doing, or outer corner you doing, so that is 3/4 of this thing circumference you are covering. So, for that also volume is given, it is given the these expressions are given. So, again essentially this circumference by diameter approximately equal to 3 is taken. Okay. So, then the shadow of a gnomon, all that also we had seen, earlier works invariably discuss these shadow problems. So, here he is given a little more advanced, problem. So, what he is saying is that there is a gnomon Shanku whose height is 12. So, its shadow is x at some time and x plus a at some other time. So, similarly then this Karna, the hypotenuse is y at the time when the shadow is x and y plus b at the time when the shadow is x plus a. So, then you are given only a and b, that is the difference in shadows and difference in hypotenuse. So, then you have to find the shadow and the hypotenuse. So, the solution is given here in this verse. Chayayoho karnayoho antare ye tayoho varga vishlesha bhakta rasadrishavaha saikalabdehe padagnantu karnantaram bhantarena una yuktam dalestaha prabhe. The number 576 being divided by the difference of the squares of the difference of both shadows and of the two hypotenuses, and the quotient being added to 1, the difference of the hypotenuses is multiplied by the square root of that sum, and the product being added to subtracted from the difference of the shadows. So, the halves of the sum and differences are the shadows. So, again if you write the expressions it will be clearer. So, essentially you are having this, right. So, two shadows at two different times is there. So, this is 12. So, this is x, this is x plus a. So, this is y, this is y plus b. So, in that case clearly y squared minus x squared is 12 squared, and also y plus b whole squared minus x plus a whole squared is also that. So, you get by is equal to ax plus a squared minus b squared and so on. So, finally y is given in terms of x basically by this equation. Okay. So, then you substitute back here. So, finally you get an expression for a like this, x, a quadratic equation for x. So, you have got x squared plus ax into this is equal to 0. So, you can solve it, and as I mentioned, only the positive root is taken. So, x will be this and x plus a is this. Okay. Now, the standard results on shadows in Leelavati, again we know that if there is a gnomon, so then the shadow is caused due to the lamp here. Okay. So, then the shadow DE is CD into BD divided by AB minus CD. Okay. So, this is the stated expression for the shadow. So, this we have seen, it can be applied to eclipses and other things, right. So, for instance, in the lunar eclipse, so this will be the earth's radius, this will be the sun's radius, and this will be the place where the shadow is tapering to 0. So, then the shadow tip. So, then the expression for that is there, and you have to do a little more to find the shadow at the place where moon's orbit is there. Okay. Then shadow at two locations. So, I do not have to go into too much into details of this, because this also has been done earlier by both in Ganita Sara Sangraha as well as in Brahmasputa Siddhanta, even earlier. So, then he, after discussing these things, all these are of course are the crucial use is made of the similarity of triangles to get all these results. So, then Bhaskara talks about the importance of rule of 3. He says that in arriving at all these results, similarity of triangles, which is essentially the rule of 3, is used. So, Bhaskara stresses the all pervading nature of the rule of 3 at the end of the chapter. So, he says that as the being who relieves the minds of his worshippers from suffering and who is the sole cause of the production of this universe, pervades the whole and does so with its various manifestations as worlds, paradises, mountains, rivers, gods, demons, men, trees and cities. So is all this collection of instructions for computations pervaded by the rule of 3 terms. So, he is really very strongly, and he is almost emotional about it. Yat kinchit gunabhagahara vidhina bijetrava ganyate tat trairashikameva nirmala diyamevava gamya vibhida etadyat bahuda smatadi jadhi buddhi prabuddhai budhaihi tad vedanugaman vidhaya rachitam pragnahi prakirnadikam. So, like that, whatever is computed either in algebra or the arithmetic by the means of a multiplier and a divisor may be comprehended by the sagacious learned as the rule of 3 terms, yet has it been composed by the wise instructors in miscellaneous and other manifold rules, teaching its easy variations, thinking thereby to increase the intelligence of such full comprehensions as ours. Of course, Bhaskara is very good at using words, he will use it to the maximum effect in all his works. So, this is, and in fact this rule of 3 is actually, when in astronomy that is where he has really, Bhaskara in his Siddhanta Shiromani in the Triprashnadhikara, the shadow problem, there is normally a chapter on the shadows and measuring time and various things, declination and longitude of sun etc. from shadows. So, normally there is a big chapter on that in Indian astronomy texts. So, really he has given very cleverly used the rule of proportions at various points, and sometimes where it is not expected also, one way one does not expect. I will give you some example. So, consider for instance the sun is moving on the ecliptic, which is inclined to the equator. So, they are inclined by, the two circles are inclined by an amount equal to the obliquity of the ecliptic. Now, for instance, suppose the sun's longitude is lambda, the declination is one has to find out, actually declination is not proportional to lambda, but sine of declination is proportional to sine of lambda. So, in astronomy at many places the sines are proportional and not the original quantities themselves. So, now these applied to another problem. So, now this projection of this longitude on the equator, this is the equator and this is the ecliptic. So, projection of this on the equator, that is called a right ascension, it is denoted by the symbol alpha. So, right ascension. So, now the time is essentially related to the right ascension. Now, there is what is known as the equation of time. I do not want to get technical. There is an equation of time which comes in astronomy, and that is essentially the equation of time, one part of it is lambda minus alpha. So, this is a part of equation of time which determines when the sun is transiting the meridian. So, now this is this thing. Now, lambda is equal to alpha at this point. Okay. So, lambda and alpha both are 0, and here at this point lambda and alpha are both 90 degrees. So, now this equation of time is expected to be 0 here and 0 there, of this part at least. So, in between what do we do? So, Bhaskara cleverly says that the delta is proportional to sine of 2 lambda. So, that is, it is maximum at lambda is equal to 45 degrees, and then of course, he will get the proportionality constant also in an ingenious manner. So, this is the, so you have to use this proportionality, the rule of proportion appropriately, and sometimes guess it also, and in this case the guess is reasonably accurate. And rule of 3 is important in that, so he is proportional to that kind of a thing. So, one can say that he had a sense of proportions. Okay. So, then the results on chapter 13 on combination of digits. So, let a number be composed of n digits d1 to dn. So, verse 267 tells us the sum of all the numbers which have these digits, including all the possible permutations. We had seen that this combinatorics and all that are given even earlier in Chandas, but in the modern form, this is n into n minus 1 etc. divided by 1 into 2, that was given by Mahavira, and Bhaskara also stated this earlier in Leelavati. So, now he is saying, but sum of all the numbers, suppose you have this dn. So, you take all the permutations, these are the digits, okay. You take all the permutations and then you get all those numbers, and then sum of all of them, what is that sum? So, that is what he is talking about. This is the first time such a thing is discussed. So, the product of multiplication of the arithmetical series beginning and increasing by unity and continue to the number of places will be the variations of the number with specific figures. That divided by the number of digits and multiplied by the sum of digits being repeated in the places of figures and added together will be the sum of permutations. So, sum of all the numbers generated by these permutations. So, that is what is given in this verse. So, let the digits be d1 to dn. So, number of ways of arranging, we already seen that it is 1 to 2 etc. n, right, n things. So, the number of ways of permutation, number of permutations, that is factorial n, and some of the numbers d1 to dn permuted in all ways. He has given that take this, divide by n, then this take the sum of all the digits, and that in all the places 1 plus etc. 10 to the power of n minus 1. So, that is essentially 1 1 1 1 etc. n digits. So, that is the sum being repeated in the places of figures and added together. So, that is what is this thing. So, you can understand it like this. So, d1 to dn, suppose you take d1 alone, you just take in the sum, you take the sum arising out of d1 alone. So, then d1 is there at some place, and in factorial n minus cases d1 is in units place, okay. Where is d1, you see. So, 1 hour, so that is all the others can be interchanged and permuted. So, factorial n minus 1, in factorial n minus 1 cases d1 is in units place, in factorial n minus 1 cases it is in tens place, etc. etc. In all the places it is in factorial n minus 1. So, thus the sum arising out of d1 alone is this. I mean, if you take the d1 and then sum the effect whatever due to d1 in all the digits, all the permutations arising, then we get this. So, factorial n by n into d1 into this. Similarly, of course, it is true for all the other digits also. So, factorial n by n into d1 etc. to dn into 1 plus etc. 10 to the power of n minus 1. This of course is just 1 etc. n digits number with 1 at each digit. This is what he is saying. So, example he gives in 278, how many variations of number can be there with 8 digits 2 to 9, tell promptly the sum of these numbers. So, n is equal to 8, here d1 plus etc. dn is 2 plus etc. 9 is equal to 44. Okay. Number of permutations is factorial n is factorial 8, it is 40320. So, sum is given by this, right, factorial n by n into sum of digits into this n digit number with all ones. So, this is the sum of these numbers. So, now the following problem in verse 269 involves only the permutations and not the sum of the numbers arising out of the permutations. Okay. It might have come earlier also, but somehow he has taken this problem here. Pashankushahi Damaruka Kapala Shulaihi Katwanga Shakti Shara Chapayutaihi Bhavanti Anyona Hasta Kalitaihi Kati Murti Bedaha Shambhoho Hare Riva Gadari Saroja Shankaihi. How many of the variations of the form of the god Shambhu by the exchange of his 10 attributes held reciprocally in his hands, several hands. So, he has 10 hands here, namely the Pasha, rope, Ankusha, elephant's hook, okay, Ahi, then serpent, Damaru, then Kapala, then Shula, etc. You see dagger, arrow, bow, okay. So, that is, and then as was a Hari by the exchange of the mace that discussed the lotus and the conch. Hari is only 4, Shambhu is 10. So, factorial 10 and factorial 4 are the answers. So, this is Shambhu, Hari and combinatorics. So, seeing this title, some people will squeal with delight and some people may be red with rage. Okay. Now he talks about when the numbers of subsets are alike. See, there is a very important thing he is doing. This is the first time. The next verse gives the numbers of permutations when the various subsets of the given set are alike. So, let there be n digits, p of them are d1, q of them are d2, r of them are d3, etc. You see, so when we did these arrangements, okay, so we almost assumed that we took it for granted that all the digits are distinct, but suppose they are these things are same, some 3 of them are the same. So, if you are rearrange them, nothing new will come. So, we are over counting. So, we should avoid that. So, that is what he is saying. Yavat sthaneshu tulyankaha tad bhavaistu prutak krutaihi pragbeda vikruta vetaha tat sankhaikyam cha purvavat. The permutations found as before, being divided by the permutation separately computed for as many places as are filled by like digits, will be the variations of the number from which the sum of the numbers will be found as before. So, essentially he is saying that variations of the permutations will be factorial n divided by factorial p, factorial q, etc. You have to divide by the if the subsets are there with p which are alike, q which are alike and so on, then you have to divide this factorial n by these things, because when you permute among themselves, no new combination is going, no permutation is going to occur. So, you have to for correct counting you have to divide by them. This is the first time it is being stated in Indian mathematics. The sum of the numbers is found as before. So, a factorial n by n into factorial p, etc. The sum of the digits into this 111. So, that is this permutations with like objects. So, then the sum of all permuted numbers, you can again check. Number of cases in which d1 is in units or hundreds place is d1 is assigned one place. So, then the other places are n minus 1. So, your n minus 1 factorial. So, out of these q are alike, etc., r are alike. So, you get this denominator factorial q, etc., and p minus 1 are alike. One is already taken, d1 is one of them. So, p minus 1 factorial is alike. So, therefore, because now after fixing one dn in a place, the permutations of the rest of the p1 minus 1 d1s will not give rise to a new variation. Hence, the factor factorial p1 in the denominator. So, sum arising from d1 alone is factorial n minus 1 into d1 into all this divided by factorial p minus 1 into factorial q, etc. So, similarly, sum arising out of d2. So, factorial n minus 1 into d2 by this 1 plus this. So, sum of all the numbers you have to sum all these things. So, you have d1 by p minus 1 factorial by q factorial q, etc. So, finally, you get a neat result factorial n by n into factorial p into factorial q, etc. p d1 plus q d2 plus etc. into this. So, this is the sum of the digits. So, this is a new thing that he is doing, that some of the subsets are alike, identical. So, example, for instance, he takes the case how many are the numbers with 2 2 1 1. So, here the two subsets, two of them are alike and here 1 and 1, and tell me quickly mathematician their sum also with 4 8 5 5 5 if thou be conversant with the rule of permutation of numbers. So, number only is saying with I mean it does not have a distinct word, number of cases how many, you see, that is all. He just tells the number, that is all, there is no separate this thing terminology for that. So, similarly, I mean this example for instance, so here it is 4, so factorial 4 divided by the two sets of 2 each, so factorial 2 by factorial 2 6. So, then you have to divide by 4 and then you have to take 2 into 2, there are 2 2's and 2 1's. So, you have to multiply by this, so you get 9999. So, similarly, if you have this, the number of ways is factorial 5 by factorial 3. See, these are distinct and these are 3 of them are alike. So, this is 4 into 5 20 and sum of all numbers is this. Okay. Then choice of r out of n, again permutations of n things taken r at a time. So, again he is restating these things which had been discussed earlier also. How many are the variations of number with any digits except cipher exchanged in 6 places of figures. So, n is equal to 9, r is equal to 6. So, the number of ways is this. See, earlier it was basically combinations only he had discussed, Lilavati these things. So, now he is stuck in the permutations, So, that is it. So, there the order was not important, here order is important. Okay. So, now it is a very important, very interesting problem he discusses, perhaps one of the advanced results in this work. So, let there be n digits, the sum of which is s is equal to n plus m with m less than 9. So, this restriction we will see why the restriction is put. Okay. Then rule is to discuss the number of possible permutations. So, that is stated in verse 274, 275. Nireka mankaikimitam nireka sthananta mekapachitam vibhaktam रूपादिभिः सन्नितोतैः समाह संख्या विभेदा नियतेंक योगे नवान्वित स्थानक संख्यकाया ऊनेंक योगे कथितं तु वेद्यं संक्षिप्त मुक्तं पृथता भयेन नान्तोस्ति यस्मात् गणितार्णवस्य. If the sum of the digits be determinate, the arithmetical series of numbers from 1 less than the sum of the digits decreasing by unity and continue to 1 less than the places being divided by 1 and so forth, okay, and the quotient being multiplied together, the product will be equal to the variations of the number. So, the number of the digits is n, the sum of the digits is s. So, you have to take s minus 1 up to there must be m these things. n places here, 1 2 sorry n minus 1 places. Okay. Decreasing by unity, continue to 1 less than the places, yeah, that is the thing. So, number of ways is stated is this. So, which S is n plus m. So, I can write it as n plus m minus 1 factorial by factorial n into factorial m. So, this is a very, how do we understand this? So, he does not give the proof, but we can visualize it like this. See, the digits are n, okay. So, sum of the digits is m. So, S is n plus m. So, these are number of digits. So, you have to, so various permutations you have to this thing, okay. So, now what you do is, see each digit, so that d1 to dn, you can visualize it as if it is composed of, you write n once, n of them, and then you also write m of them, okay. So, you can visualize this digital this number as each digit composed of 1 1, you see each digit 1 1, and then some of these are attached to this kind of a thing, okay, and total is guaranteed to be n plus m. So, this can be done in several ways. So, that is what is being done. Did you get the point? You see n plus m is a total number, okay, and you consider n plus m once. So, each digit it is not 0. So, 1 2 9 8 9 kind of a thing, okay, 1 to this. So, then total must come out to be, each of them cannot be 1. So, some of these things must be attached to each number. So, the total will come out to be n plus m. So, how many ways that is being done, you see. So, that is what I written here, number xn to xn dn or whatever can be written as this. So, this upper index is coming from these n ones and the lower index is coming from the lower ones. So, 1 n 1 1 1 1 2 etc. So, each of the digits is composed of this 1 with an upper index and several with lower index. So, that this total of this is m, okay. So, each of the digits has 1 1r and some 1s coming from m ones. So, while finding the number of ways xn as 1n, you see that by definition it has 1n, this can be fixed, okay, this is at one place. Then the number of ways is the one in which n plus these things, you see, this you keep it fixed, and all of these they can be permuted among themselves, okay, that is the number base. Number n plus m minus 1 objects, because this is n minus 1 will be left here and m is there, they can be permuted among themselves, in which these n minus 1 objects are alive. If you just permute themselves among their subset only in their subset, then that will not give a new this thing, and similarly this also will not give a new thing if you permute among m only. So, it has to be n plus m minus 1 factorial by factorial n minus 1 into factorial n. So, this will be the result, s minus 1 into s minus 2. There are several ways of looking at it. So, suppose you can also consider this, that each one of them can be represented by a partition. Partition means I am calling it a physical partition, not a mathematical partition. Physical partition, and m ones can be represented by x, okay. So, you can write it like this, there are n boxes, there are n minus 1 partitions, okay, there are total n boxes, and these crosses, m crosses, m crosses. So, then you permute this, so the ith box, see suppose you have the box I, you have to put 1 is there and the number of x's here, you see. So, that will give you the digit corresponding to the ith, the ith digit it will give. So, that is what you do, and then the number of permutations will be, say you can permute all these things, you can permute the permutations for this thing, because this can be shifted, see this can come here, all the things can come here, and like that, the both this vertical line and the axis can be together, they can be permuted, but if you permute these partitions themselves, you will not get a new result, new permutation. Similarly, if you permute these alone, you will not get a new permutation. So you get number of permutations will be n plus 1, n minus 1 plus m factorial by factorial n minus 1 into factorial m. Is a little, you have to think over it a little bit. These are the result, these the desired result. This is essentially the way counting is done in Bose statistics, where m identical objects are distributed among n energy levels. Okay. Suppose this n correspond to energy levels and m objects are there, then how many ways are doing it, identical objects, okay, because m energy level, m is identical objects are there, okay, then how many this thing. So here of course I am not saying that everything is the same, because here there is no restriction on m. For Bose statistics there is no restriction on m. It can be, in fact, for bosons it can be any this thing number, whereas for the Fermi it can be only 1, 0 or 1 kind of a thing. So that is the kind of thing which is done much more long back, and here you can understand the restriction on m. So Bhaskara himself is saying that m should not be less than 9, it can be 8 or lower, because this digit, you see, can be 1 to 9 only, and 1 is already there, so only at the most you can add 8, you can't add 9. So because a single digit cannot have 2 these things, 10 can't come. So m has to be less than or equal to 8, or m is less than 9. So this is the thing. So this is the really a very interesting result which is there in Bhaskara's Leelavati. Quite sophisticated, isn't it, considering it is in the 12th century. So to be counting things like this, and perhaps it is significant that Bose talked about this in the context of photons. So that also is remarkable, because Bose himself in 1924, when he did this counting, even quantum mechanics fully had not developed, okay, and they had this Planck law, they had derived it. Planck had given a law, he had derived it in some way, and then Einstein had derived it using the principle of detailed balance kind of a thing. But it is Bose, he said that radiation in an enclosure should be considered as a box of gas, a gas of photons, and you have to do the counting right. So he did the counting right, and actually the Bose statistics is really a very wonderful thing, and it's significant that he did it. He did this, comes from a tradition. Of course he might not have, we don't know the connection between him and the older Indian tradition, but I am saying that the counting is, and why it is considered in Leelavati also is because counting and this kind of manipulations are considered important, and these are particularly little difficult or little advanced topic in the counting for that time. Okay. So there is another way of doing it also, there are many other ways. So these are all the modern methods. You can say that suppose there are n is the number of digits, right. So you write this number x plus etc. up to any number of powers. So n products like this, n factors, and with the powers of x figuring in each factor, all powers of x figuring in each factor. The coefficient of x's in the project, see, this can be considered as n digits, n factors. So essentially this what we are doing, the number of ways in which you get the total number, total sum as s with n factors. So is x to the power of s in the product this, you see, x plus x etc. up to the power of n, whole to the power of n. So what is the coefficient of x to the power of s? So that will be the actually the answer, which can be written as x to the power of n into this 1 plus x etc. whole to the power of n. So which is x to the power of n you have already got. So, essentially coefficient of x to the power of s minus n in 1 minus x whole to the power of minus n. This is because it is 1 minus x to the power of minus n. Using the binomial theorem, you get this. Okay, this is another way of this. So, this is by far the what Leelavati. I have covered some important results covered in Leelavati. The references are given here. Thank you.